What's up, guys? Welcome back to the review space. Today I'm gonna do a short recap review of last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, July 2nd, 2012. Alright, well, basically the big story was AJ kissing CM Punk, then pushing him onto Daniel Bryan, and on the table, CM Punk being laid out by AJ absolutely destroying CM Punk and Daniel Bryan together. What a bizarre set of events over there. I mean, this basically happened in the main event. This was the final match. It was a tag match between Jericho and Daniel Bryan against CM Punk and John Cena. AJ got involved, and then it looks like she was about to jump from the turnbuckle onto the floor after she set up a table. I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she wanted to jump off and destroy herself. It seemed like it, but then I don't know, it was just kind of confusing. It was a little kind of strange. Man, this AJ crazy gimmick, I gotta be honest, it's like half entertaining, half fascinating kind of thing, and then the other half is just like retarded. Like, it's just dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's confusing. It doesn't have any actual... It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. She's crazy for no reason. I don't know where they're going with this character, but she's getting pushed a lot. You know, she's winning matches. She's winning, like, she just won that Battle Royale thing, or was that a Divas Battle Royale, like, a few weeks ago? She's being featured. You know, she ended up losing to what's her name, Layla, on last week's episode of SmackDown, but that's because Daniel Bryan interrupted her, distracted her, and then at the end of that match she actually beat up Layla and looked like the more dominant female. Not to mention that she faced up against the Divas champion. I have a feeling that, you know, that's the first sign that she's gonna be the Divas champion, like, sooner than later. Like, they're gonna actually put her, you know, on that title picture and actually give her a belt. Because, I mean, she's being pushed a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, the focus is on her, and many of these freaking episodes, the past few weeks, have been about AJ. And it seemed like almost like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are just playing the background, like they're just secondary characters. I don't know, man. I mean, she's, again, like, she's half fascinating, half dumb gimmick, you know. It's just, I can understand if they actually used her in really good storyline, like, it just, where everything makes sense, everything falls into place, instead of just this strange weekly kind of thing. It seemed like they're booking it just on a weekly basis. Oh, well, what crazy stuff is she gonna do this week? You know, what kind of crazy antics is she gonna... We're gonna put her in on this particular week. You know, she's gonna distract CM Punk. She's gonna try to have like a suicide attempt. I don't know. It's weird. Okay. All right. Other memorable moments we had. Okay, Heath Slater going up against a freaking legend, 90s character, Doink the Clown. Oh man, well, Doink reached his peak in the 90s. I mean, I remember Doink in the what was it, the WWF WrestleMania video game from Acclaim, for like the Super Nintendo. You know, he was better as a heel. He had the heel theme music. He was also a better wrestler as a heel. I think when he was played by a guy named Matt Bourne, and Matt Bourne was a better, like, technician than, like, the later incarnations of Doink the Clown. But anyway, he was supposed to be an evil clown character, and he gets played by different people too. Like, he's just one of these, dare I say, public domain characters, I guess, for a lack of a better word. Like, he's a public domain gimmick. Anybody can pretty much play Doink the Clown, and he's sort of like a running joke in the business, I guess. Just, I don't know. Man, the big story was that, well, Heath Slater actually got the win. He beat Doink the Clown. But we have another big return. This time it's from down to down, down now, Cell 5-5, down and out. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. A shocking return. I can't even believe he came back. That's amazing. Looks like he's in pretty decent shape too. Although I gotta say, I miss his locks from like the 90s, from WCW. You know, DDP at his peak, and he always looked like an old man, like an old gnarled veteran, even though like that was just his gimmick. Like he was actually a lot more green, but he was cool, man. He very charismatic. I remember him as the United States champion, his feud against Raven, the Flock, all that stuff. I wasn't there when he became WCW champion though, like when he actually started to get pushed in the main event. Yeah, stopped watching WCW by then, but it's cool to see him back. And then he freaking drops Heath Slater with a diamond cutter. Oh my god, that was nuts, man. That was dope. That was cool. Very nostalgic. I felt like a mark. I really popped when he just dropped him with a diamond cutter. Boom. Very cool moment. What else? Alberto Del Rio, he went up against Sin Cara, but it was a very short, it wasn't even a match. He just beat him up, and then he locked on his cross arm breaker, beat him up ringside. Sin Cara didn't get a chance to even get any offense, and I think that the crowd, the Texas crowd, which was full of Hispanic and Hispanic Americans, there was a lot of Latinos in the crowd, so it almost felt like, wow, they're gonna do it for the fans? Whoa, it's gonna be like, you know, you got these two Mexican wrestlers, Mexican origin wrestlers, and you know, especially Sin Cara, Místico. Oh, they're gonna have a good match. Whoa! But no, it was a tease more than anything. It was just like, oh, here we got a glimpse of these guys, but they never really had a good match. It's just a very short squash job type of thing. Overall, man, this episode, I mean, the rest of the matches, I don't even want to talk about it. We have the same stuff here. We got Sheamus against Dolph Ziggler for the 500 millionth time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I thought Jericho did pretty good in promo-wise, you know, at the beginning, you know, cutting a promo against Daniel Bryan, Punk, John Cena, and that was interesting. What else was? There was a big tag match against like these mid-card and tag team champions. Who was it? It was Santino was there, and R-Truth, Kofi, and all I remember was, what's his name? David Otunga basically getting jobbed out against Santino and Brodus Clay, and then Brodus Clay dancing in the ring with a bunch of kids. Oh yeah, what else was there? Because I'm just trying to remember off the top of the head. Sakamoto was basically destroyed by Tensai. Tensai in a fit of rage. He had a qualifying Money in the Bank match against Tyson Kidd, and Tyson Kidd actually catching a surprise win. That was very, very unexpected. But you know, when Tyson Kidd won, I was just like, geez, now we have a spot monkey for the Money in the Bank. God knows he's not gonna win that frickin' Money in the Bank. Are you joking me? He hasn't been pushed. He hasn't won anything. Hasn't been involved in a storyline. He hasn't won in like 2 years on an episode of Raw. Of course he's not gonna win it. He's the guy who's gonna be Shelton Benjamin, John Morrison. You know, the guy who's a spot monkey. Take a big bump off the ladder, but never have any chance of winning it. Overall, this episode of Raw was better than last week. It was actually a lot better, I would say. But that's not saying much. It wasn't exceptional either. Like, it was nice to see DDP and all that, but overall, nothing stood out that much in this episode. Ugh. I don't know, man. Next week, I'll probably still review it, but I'm not really looking forward to it right now. Just waiting for that 1,000 episode, you know. That's it, man, for this episode of Review Space, and until next time, ciao.